And now for the other big story that is our top focus here on India Today. The battle for Bihar enters its second phase today. About 8.58 million voters will seal the fate of 456 candidates in 32 constituencies. Voting will be held across 6 districts, including poverty-stricken Kaimur and Rohtas. Most of the 8849 polling booths are in rural areas. The second phase of polling constitutes a great challenge for security personnel as 6 districts are Maoist infested. In view of security concerns, voting time has also been curtailed by 1 hour and 2 hours in as many as 23 constituencies. Former Chief Minister and NDA ally Jitan Manjhi is pitted against JDU leader and Speaker of the Bihar Assembly Uday Narayan Chaudhary from Imamganj. The Hindustan Awan Morcha chief is also contesting from Makhdumpur. Manjhi's son Santosh Kumar Suman is trying his luck from the Kutumba seat in Aurangabad. BJP's Rameshwar Prasad Chaurasia is contesting from Nokha Assembly seat. Rajendra Singh of the BJP is contesting from the Dinara seat against JDU candidate Jai Kumar Singh. As we told you, there's tight security arrangements that have been put in place to prevent any untoward incident. 700 companies of paramilitary forces have been deployed. Remember, this is a Naxal-infested area. It's also noteworthy that 57% was the total number of votes that were cast in the previous phase, that is phase number 1. Will phase 2 outperform phase 1? We've got Ashar Ahmed Khan, Rohit Singh as well as Brijesh Pandey joining us with all the latest. Very briefly, Ashar, I'll come across to you first. Polling must have begun. What is the update?
Well, polling has begun. It is almost an hour since polling began. We saw that people started queuing up early for casting their vote. In fact, I am at the model booth. We are about 200 meters away from the booth. Inside, there are lines which have already been formed, which is quite normal in these parts. People come out to vote early.
That's right. Thanks very much, Ashar. Brijesh and Rohit will come back to you in just a short moment. Let me quickly also introduce Mr. Ashok Malik, senior journalist, who's here in the studio, as well as Dr. Manisha Priyam. Thanks very much for waking up early in the morning. Dr. Priyam is pretty excited about this particular phase. What makes you so excited about, number 1, the contest in Bihar, and number 2, this particular phase?
I mean, today the critical BJP strategy of allying with Jitan Ram Manjhi, as also Upendra Kushwaha is going to go to test. These are the 2 critical allies. Remember, a lot of the seats in the Gaya and Jahanabad area, the BJP is given to these 2 allies, and it thinks that the critical component of the lowest social caste is going to be added on by these 2 allies. So I would think for the BJP, this is battle day today. But as far as Bihar is concerned, these are the flaming fields of central Bihar. These are the areas that describe the permanent land tenure system at its worst. And anybody who's seen Bihar on a long term, its underdevelopment, its lack of development, this is literally the litmus test area of Bihar. Also, its golden bowl produces a lot, but infamous for its caste-based armies, the Ranveer Sena on the one side, and its very, very horrific massacres. There was on the one side the Lakshmanpur Bathe that brought Indira Gandhi back, but also on the other side, the tragic Senari massacre that pitted the Bhumihars against the Yadavs. So caste battles at their worst, are they a thing of the past? Is the development card playing out? It is here, remember, that on 9th of August, Modi said that the Ganges of development would be unleashed in an unfettered manner if he were to be re-elected. So has Bihar and central Bihar been able to put its caste battle war behind? Is it the development card that's playing out? And is the BJP's strategy of allying with Mr. Manjhi on the one side and Upendra Kushwaha on the other, is that bearing fruit? Those are the things that are at test today.
Okay, Mr. Malik, before I come across to you, let me quickly go across to Brijesh Pandey, who joins us from Aurangabad. I believe Brijesh is joined in by someone who's with him. Yes, Brijesh, it's over to you.
Well, Sanket, there has been a massive security presence since morning, and this particular place, Aurangabad, which has 6 assembly constituency, is also known as Mini Chittorgarh, given the kind of dominance of Rajput they have. And in the last assembly election, Sanket, 5 assembly seats out of 6 were won by BJP, JDU combined. So BJP faces an uphill task this time because, apart from various other factors, one of the biggest factor which is plaguing BJP in Aurangabad is an infighting which is is going on between the sitting MP Sushil Kumar Singh and the three-time MLA Ramadhar Singh. So for the BJP to come out trumps, they will definitely have to deal with this anti-incumbency as well as infighting in order to score big in Aurangabad, which is considered to be their stronghold. Sanket?
Absolutely. Rohit, just coming back to you in just a short moment. Mr. Malik, this particular phase, as Dr. Priyam was also mentioning, is crucial in more ways than one. There is the caste factor or caste-based politics which will be put to test. There are a number of VIP candidates, their fate is going to be sealed. How crucial does this be or actually become for all political parties? I know elections are important. 5 phases, every phase is important. True. But how does this become
the BJP, for instance, there are 243 seats in Bihar, in the Bihar Assembly. The BJP is contesting roughly 160. It has left 80 to 3 allied parties, caste-based parties. 2 of those parties are on test today. It is generally felt that the BJP's strike rate in the 160 seats is contesting will be good. Of course, how good we don't know. It's also felt that the strike rate of the 3 caste-based parties who are contesting 80 seats may not be as good. And that will, in a sense, be tested today, because even Jitendra Manjhi's own seat, he's contesting from 2 seats, one of them today. These are tough seats. It's not a cakewalk for him. Right. So in that sense, the BJP will be watching this very closely, because in the end, whether the BJP comes to power or not could be dependent on how many seats its allies get, even if it does very well itself. And actually the same goes for Nitish Kumar, because he's depending, his own performance may well be okay.
That way, this phase is important.
It depends on how well Lalu and the Congress do.
Okay. And also for the BJP, how well does Mr. Manjhi do?
Mr. Manjhi, Mr. Kushwaha and Mr. Paswan later. Yes.
Okay. Let's go across to Rohit Kumar Singh. Rohit, earlier in the broadcast, you were in fact telling us about that dark horse of the BJP. So if in case the NDA alliance actually comes to power, then he could in fact be the Manohar Lal Khattar of Bihar. Who's that person? And just take us through those prestige battles in phase 2.
Well, a very important phase, Sanket, as everyone is pointing out, and especially because out of the 32 seats, 16 are being fought by the BJP and the rest 16 are by the allies. And right now we are in Rohtas district, and in this district itself, out of the 7 seats, 3 are being contested by Upendra Kushwaha's party, that's the RLSP. So it's a very important litmus test for the allies here. RLSP and also Ram Vilas Paswan. And as far as Rajinder Singh is concerned, about which you were mentioning, Rajinder Singh is in fact the dark horse, because he is an organizational secretary of the Jharkhand unit of BJP. He has been a key player, and because of him, what everyone says is that BJP won the Jharkhand election. He has been very much instrumental in the victory of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Varanasi constituency, because he was working there also when Prime Minister was contesting elections during Lok Sabha polls. So he is a very key player. He has been associated with RSS for last 32 years, and right now nobody in fact knows him, but he has been given ticket to fight from the Dinara seat for the first time. He has in fact been brought from Jharkhand to Bihar, and he has been given ticket to fight from this seat against Jai Kumar Singh of JDU. So he is being tipped as the dark horse of the BJP, because we have seen earlier in the case of Haryana also that out of nowhere suddenly a Manohar Lal Khattar emerges and he becomes the chief minister. Nobody was really mentioning that he could be a CM. So in this case, he is believed to be the Manohar Lal Khattar of Bihar, and in case NDA performs well, NDA wins these elections, then he would be in fact the front runner for the CM post.
Mr. Malik, do you think that caste still holds a lot of importance in modern day Bihar? Because most of the reports that we are getting, I don't know whether that is the true picture or people are speaking out the truth or not. They seem to suggest that for us development is more important than what identity we have in terms of caste.
Caste or caste identity and the aspiration for development are not mutually exclusive. Often one is the aspiration is expressed through the medium of caste. It's not as if people only think in different silos. As we could see in the Lok Sabha election, people are willing to vote for parties and for individuals who traditionally their families have not supported, if they think that development can be delivered by that person. That's why a lot of young Yadavs, for instance, voted for Narendra Modi in 2014. If the BJP is to win this election, it will certainly hope that some of those caste silos will be broken. Okay. Because if people vote strictly along caste lines, which we sitting in Delhi predict, then we know which side is winning. But the fact is, elections in India are a dynamic process. It's not that people vote for one caste all their lives, or for one on some lines all their lives. They do change. There are caste coalitions and social coalitions which are formed and broken continually at the ground level, which is what makes elections in Bihar or elsewhere just so fascinating. Okay. And the desire for the aspiration for a better life and prosperity and development is always there.
Okay. Dr. Priyam, would you like to take that one?
I mean, it's been a strange battle. It's a Bihar that in 2014, the heat of the summer, it's defied all caste logic and it's voted the BJP to power. A party that's traditionally not been in power in Bihar ever, voted on Narendra Modi across all its regions. It has had regional sentiments. But I see on the ground, barely a year after those elections, there's been some going back to the caste agenda. Remember 2010 assembly election when Nitish Kumar wins, it was Vikas that was the most important card that he played out. It was a rainbow coalition of the forwards and the backwards that voted him in power. Women came out in large numbers, the young ones came out in large numbers. Since I have seen the state on a long-term basis, I see there's certainly been a regress. This time around, they're trying to remember the battle lines of the past. For example, a 1999 Senari massacre becomes the linchpin of what people in the Jahanabad region, which is going to the polls today, think about. So it's pitched battles between the Bhumihars and the Yadavs. That's the defining contour. I did find on the ground that they are young ones, very much like you, in a pair of jeans, t-shirt and mobile phone. They are willing to think outside of the caste box, but their discussions really on the margins and on the sidelines. The Paswans talk in their separate tolas, the Bhumihars talk in their separate tolas. They may be voting the same candidate, but the caste lines are very clear. A group of women, for example, last time around I sat with many groups of women on the margins of rural life. This time as I sat with agrarian labor women, and they refused to disclose their caste but said development matters. By the time I was finishing their discussions, someone came running to the discussion and said, look, we haven't told you our caste until now, but we will tell you, we are being by caste, we are the extremely backward caste, and since we are this caste, we are going to vote for Nitish Kumar.
So that's still still part of the discourse. That's what you're saying.
Caste has been reinvented in Bihar in a manner in which it did not exist in the past decade or so.
Mr. Malik, just coming back to you, you wanted to say something. Let me just quickly get a ground report here. In a first for Bihar, an all-women team has been deployed at 7 polling stations in Gaya district. These polling booths will be fully managed and administered by women staff, from polling officials to security personnel. 4 of these model polling booths and stations are located in Gaya College, while another 3 are constructed in Mahavir Inter College. At these booths, special facilities like supply of drinking water, seating arrangements have been provided for the voters. Manogya Loiwal now joins us for more on this model booth. Manogya, good morning. Can you show us around how it looks like? Because just the other day, in phase number 1, we actually showed the plight of a polling booth which was constructed in the middle of a sabzi mandi. So this is in sharp contrast.
Look at this, look at the festivity.
Well, absolutely, and if I say that it's not blue but rather pink here, one of the favorite colors of the women here, it's almost a festive situation here. All women are dressed and clad in pink saris and salwar suits, and these are the roses that are kept here for all the first time voters. Interestingly, the district magistrate Sanjay Agarwal is also distributing certificates to those who are first time voters. Let's talk to the nodal officer how exciting the whole experience is and how different it is from the entire gamut of electoral process.
ये बहुत ही अच्छा फील हो रहा है हम लोगों को, क्योंकि ये शुरुआत करना हम लोगों के लिए थोड़ा टफ जरूर था। महिलाओं को आगे लाना कि इस काम को करिए, महिलाएं वोट देने पहले नहीं जाती थी, अब उनको वोट कराना, ये थोड़ा उन लोगों के लिए टफ फील हो रहा था। लेकिन जब वो मोटिवेट हुई तो बहुत अच्छा उन लोगों को लगने लगा, और इस तरह हमारे पास बहुत सारे एप्लीकेशंस फिर आने लगे कि मैम हम भी काम करना चाहते हैं। लेकिन हम लोगों ने इसे अभी कम सीट्स पे 7 बूथ्स को अभी हम लोगों ने आइडियल बनाया है, तो 7 बूथ पे मेरा सारा काम बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है और महिलाएं बहुत अच्छे से काम कर रही हैं।
महिलाओं की बात करें, सब गुलाबी रंग पहने हुए, तो क्या मैं इनको गुलाबी गैंग कहूँ? Yeah, it's all the pink gang over here. Like I'm a PMRDF here, posted from Ministry of Rural Development. So under the initiative of District Magistrate, this has been very wonderful over here. All ladies initiative. So those who are also the part of the team member, they are also feeling very proud. Like it's being a proud moment that first time this is such an initiative is happening, and we are all a part of the team.
Well, absolutely. Since morning, 5 people have voted. 3 are the first time voters I'm talking about.
Okay.
3 are girls and 2 are boys. So perhaps it's one of the most intriguing experiences, and you see how excited they all are with roses in their hands, with certificates being distributed to the first time voters, and of course a small playground sort of area made out for children who can come and relax here when women come for voting. Absolutely contrast of what we've seen of the polling booths and what we've seen as an experience of the whole polling process that we've seen in the past, even in this polls.
Absolutely, Manogya. Mr. Malik, all is not doom and gloom in the state of Bihar. No, there's something happening.
That is not true at all. We sit in Delhi and we paint the worst possible picture of Bihar and frankly Eastern UP as well. That is not true at all. The 2 points I'd like to make. I think while the development agenda certainly came to the fore in the past 10 years in the post-Lalu phase under Nitish and the BJP, Sushil Modi, caste was still important because the BJP and Nitish put together a very interesting caste coalition of the upper caste, urban voters and sections of the OBCs, especially the non-Yadav OBCs and sections of the Dalits. Now, in a sense, this election is a battle for the legacy of that social coalition. Has the bulk of that social coalition gone with Nitish? Has it gone with the BJP? And that will decide which party emerges on top. Second, if indeed caste is back in such a big way, overwhelming all other factors as Manisha suggests, then I guess Lalu will do better than we expect. Because Lalu's agenda in the 1990s was essentially a solely caste agenda. It was not a caste plus agenda, it was just caste. Nitish brought in a caste plus agenda, as did Modi last year. So if caste plus still exists, then I guess Modi and Nitish will do better than, maybe one will do better than the other, than Lalu, and Lalu will end up bringing down Nitish. If caste is back in the way she suggests, then I guess Lalu will be smiling all the way.
Okay, that's interesting assessment. Let's take a short break at this moment. We'll continue with this news coverage of ours as well as other stories that we are getting here on First Up.